in the heart of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, under the glowing desert lights and a humid night sky, two heavyweight giants prepared for war. Zhilei Big Bang Zhang, the towering southpaw from China with a thunderous left hand, faced off against Croatia's undefeated wrecking machine, Filip Hrgovic. It wasn't just muscle or reputation stepping into the ring that night. It was pride, national identity, and the pursuit of heavyweight glory. As the announcer roared their names, the crowd roared back, a sea of cheers crashing against the corners of the squared circle. The bell rang, and instantly, tension crackled in the air. Both men tested range cautiously, but it was Hrgovic who pressed first, throwing sharp jabs and straight rights until Zhang answered. Midway through the first round, the unexpected happened. Zhang, calm and coiled like a mountain waiting to erupt, unleashed a sweeping right hook that stunned the Croatian and sent him tumbling to the canvas. The crowd exploded. Hrgovic got back up, eyes wide, breathing heavy, realizing this fight was far from routine. Blood dripped early after a clash of heads, painting Zhang's face in crimson streaks. It was clear. This wouldn't just be a boxing match. It was going to be a war. As round two began, both men showed they had tasted danger and liked it. Zhang, with his granite chin and stoic expression, stalked Hrgovic like a predator, launching that piercing left hand down the middle with sniper precision. Hrgovic, rattled but proud, responded with brutal bodywork and looping right hands that cracked against Zhang's guard. Every shot was heavy, every movement calculated. It was a collision of styles, the straightforward storm of Zhang versus the angular power and volume of Hrgovic. The Chinese southpaw showed remarkable poise, slipping shots and countering with well-timed check hooks, but the Croatian warrior kept digging. He found success moving to Zhang's right, staying just out of reach, then stepping in to land thudding combinations to the ribs. The pace was brutal for heavyweights. Sweat flew with every connection. Then in round four, the momentum shifted. A series of clean body shots from Hrgovic began to sap Zhang's energy. Still, Zhang returned fire, with short, sharp uppercuts that snapped Hrgovic's head back. Their faces told the story. Fatigue setting in, blood smeared like war paint, eyes narrowing with every breath. It wasn't just a physical test, it was mental warfare. The desert heat only added to the weight they carried, round by punishing round. By the time the fifth round began, the crowd had settled into an uneasy rhythm. Every gasp timed to the twitch of a shoulder, every cheer waiting to erupt. But inside the ring, the storm was still swirling. Zhilei Zhang, though visibly slower, remained composed. His shots were fewer, but more destructive, landing with a quiet violence that echoed louder than 1,000 punches. Hrgovic, meanwhile, had found rhythm in chaos. He circled, punched in volume, and refused to give the southpaw time to set his feet. But even then, Zhang wasn't chasing, he was waiting. And in round six, he caught Hrgovic again with a sneaky left down the pipe that stopped the Croatian mid-step. It didn't drop him, but it froze him. Zhang's punches didn't look fast, but they landed like bricks falling from rooftops. Still, Hrgovic never stopped moving forward. Blood trickled down from a cut near his eye, and his gloves were marked red from both men. The crowd began to notice something strange. Hrgovic's shots looked busy, but had less and less effect. Zhang's timing was beginning to drown out volume. The commentary team whispered it. He's walking through fire. Round 7 became a war of attrition. Zhang, breathing heavily but still throwing, clipped Hrgovic with a short right hook that staggered him again. Yet the Croatian wouldn't fall. It became clear this wasn't going to be a fight won with clean rounds or flashy knockouts. It would be decided by who could take more, suffer more, and still march forward. In that ring, the judges were secondary. The real score was pain, and both men were in the lead. As the eighth round echoed through the Jeddah Superdome, the ring no longer looked like a battlefield. It was one. Blood streaked both fighters' faces, dripping onto their chests, staining the canvas beneath them. Their feet dragged, their chins high, their breathing labored, but their eyes? Still burning with the same fire they entered with. Zhilei Zhang now fought with a quiet fury. His mouth slightly open, gasping desert air, he waited like a man who had seen the edge and come back. When he struck, it was like a piston, short, brutal, efficient. He didn't throw to impress, he threw to end it. But Filip Hrgovic, he refused to break. In round 9, he surged forward with the desperation of a man refusing to accept his moment slipping away. A series of clean combinations, a right to the body, left hook to the head, followed by a stiff jab, rocked Zhang, forcing him to the ropes. For the first time, the crowd rose in unison, sensing something shift. The Croatian's corner screamed, urging him to finish. But Zhang held the ropes with his back, covered up tight, and fired back. A short uppercut snuck in, followed by a chopping left hand. The momentum teetered like a scale at breaking point. Both men were no longer boxing, they were enduring. Every shot was a negotiation with the body, every breath a countdown. Round 10 saw them collide in the center, exhausted, yet still swinging, as if on instinct. Each time one landed, the other refused to fall. The crowd, silent now. Not from boredom, from awe. They weren't just watching a fight anymore. They were witnessing a war without surrender. The final round, round 12. No knockdowns in the second half. No conclusive moment. Just punishment, heart, and two exhausted giants refusing to give in. The bell rang, and both men stood from their stools with legs of stone and the eyes of warriors. This was no longer about scorecards. It was about identity. Zhilei Zhang, though visibly fading, marched forward like a man with nothing to lose and everything to prove. His punches still carried weight, thudding into Hrgovic's ribs, smashing into gloves, and slipping past the guard. He wasn't just fighting Hrgovic. He was fighting years of doubt, age, critics, and the idea that his prime had already passed. This was his moment, and he poured everything into it. But Filip Hrgovic had one thing left, resolve. With every punch Zhang threw, he answered. Maybe not cleaner, maybe not harder, but faster, busier, more consistent. He circled, jabbed, and threw combinations that had no quit in them. He looked wild at times, unsteady, but he refused to take a backward step. The final seconds became a desperate, beautiful brawl. Neither man boxed. They brawled. They dared the other to break. Then, the bell. No knockouts, no collapse, just silence. Then, roaring applause. The judge's decision was met with disbelief. A unanimous decision victory for Filip Hrgovic. Zhang stood expressionless, tired, hurt, yet unshaken. Many in the arena booed. Online fans cried robbery. But Hrgovic, cut and bloodied, raised his hands. A win on paper, but a war in the flesh. And somewhere beneath the desert sky, Zhang's legend grew. In defeat, he had made a statement. In pain, he had earned the world's respect.